If you've been watching the market, you've likely noticed a few changes already this year. But what's next? From home prices to mortgage rates, here's what the latest expert forecasts suggest for the rest of 2025 and what these shifts could mean for you. We're getting after it right now. This is your first time to the channel and you want to keep on top of the real estate market in Richmond, Virginia, and those surrounding counties of Hanover, Henrico, Chesterfield, New Kent, Goochland, and Powhatan, and subscribe right there below and tap that notifications bell so you can be the first to know about the current market in Richmond, Virginia. So your likes and subscribes, they help me grow the channel, and I can't even tell you how much I appreciate them. So my goal this year is to get to over 1,000 subscribers, and I need your help to do that. So thank you in advance for all of your help. As always, my name is Scott Durnley. I'm with Joyner Fine Properties. My team and I get calls from folks like you every single day looking for help making the move to the greater Richmond area or just moving within the Richmond area. And we absolutely love it. So whether you're moving in 9 days, 90 days, heck, even 9 months, you can give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. All that info is linked right there in that description below. We'll help you make a smooth move to Richmond, Virginia. So will home prices start to fall? This is a question I get asked all the time. Many buyers are hoping prices will come down soon, and recent headlines about prices dipping in some areas are just making people believe it's just a matter of time before there's a bigger drop. But here are the facts. While home price growth is slowing down, that does not mean we're headed for a crash. As the National Association of Home Builders explains, house price growth slowed, partly due to a decline in demand and an increase in supply. Persistent high mortgage rates and increased inventory combined to ease upward pressure on house prices. Those factors signaled a cooling market following rapid gains seen in previous years. All right, but experts do say even with this slowdown, prices will still rise this year on a national level. So let's look at this next graph. An average of 8 leading forecasters show prices are expected to go up somewhere between 1.5% and 2% by the end of 2025. So that means if you're waiting for that major price drop, the experts just don't see that happening. It's not in the cards. Now keep in mind, while some markets are already seeing, because real estate is local, some markets are seeing prices come down slightly, somewhere around 3.5%. That's a far cry from the nearly 20% decline the market experienced during the 2008 crash. Plus, these small changes are easily absorbed when you consider how much prices have climbed over the past few years. Data from the Federal Housing Finance Agency shows prices are up 55% compared to just 5 years ago. That's a crazy amount of appreciation. The takeaway here is simple. Prices are not crashing. They're expected to keep climbing, just not as quickly these days. And some may argue that they're closer to flat by the end of this year, but they're still not dropping. But again, this is going to vary by market with some local ups and downs. So lean on a pro to see the latest price trends for your area. Now, I am more than happy to talk to you about what I am seeing in the Richmond, Virginia market. So linked in the description right there below, I have 3 absolutely free offers for you. First, there is a Richmond, Virginia relocation guide. This is a must watch. It's a great video and it's all about housing in the RVA. And you must like watching videos about RVA housing or you wouldn't be on this channel and you wouldn't have made it this far. But this resource is chock full of great information and it's a must download. So gift number 2 is a free buyer's guide. It walks you through the buying process with things like your timeline, setting a budget, how your agent gets paid, creating a wish list, the pre-approval process, all those fun things that happen between contract and closing and much more. Again, tons of great information in there for you. Now for number 3, we have, knowing when people move, they often have to sell their house in the current location. So I have a seller's guide for you. Now this handy resource is very specific on how I do things when I sell a home, but it covers prepping your home for sale, your general timelines, what agents should be doing to properly market your home. That's very important, proper marketing. What happens from contract to close, and again, much more. All right, let's jump back into the video. So the second question I get asked all the time is, will rates come down? Another common thought amongst today's buyers is, I'm just going to wait for rates to come down. But is that a smart strategy? According to Yahoo Finance, if you're looking for a substantial interest rate drop in 2025, you're likely to be left waiting. The latest news from the Federal Reserve and other key economic data points towards steady mortgage rates, kind of on par with what we're seeing today. In other words, don't try to time the market or wait for that drop that may not be coming. Most experts say rates are going to remain, somewhere in the sixes, and current projections have them settling somewhere in the mid sixes by the end of this year. So let's take a look at this next chart. Y'all know I love graphs. So what you're seeing here is really not a big change from where rates are right now. So if you need to move, let's talk about how to make it happen and what you should watch for. Because while rates may not be as low as you want them to be, and they really never are, we all love that 2% rate that's never coming back, you don't want to put your needs on the back burner, hoping for something that data shows likely isn't going to happen. Now, working with an expert who's keeping an eye on all of the economic factors that can influence mortgage rates is going to be essential this year. Now that's because changes in things like inflation and other key drivers could impact how rates move going forward. So thank you for tuning in to today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I always like to cut through the noise and let folks know what I really think is going on in the market. But here's the bottom line. If you want to make a move, your best bet is to focus on your personal situation and not what the headlines say. And work with a real estate pro who knows how to navigate the shifting conditions in your local market. So whether you're buying, selling, or thinking about doing both, this market requires strategy, not guesswork. Prices are still rising nationally, just a little more slowly than they were before. And rates are projected to stay pretty much right where they are. So the bigger picture is one of moderation, not a meltdown. So let's talk about what's happening in the Richmond, Virginia area to build a plan for what works for you. Give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. All of my information is linked right there in that description below. And until next time, I hope to show you around town. Thank you, folks.